everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. So in light of the new energy surrounding the case of Chris Watts, surrounding Chris Watts and Nichol Kessinger, and a lot of people just now starting learning about the case and being obsessed with it again. This is a case that really just gets you enthralled. I backed away from it, but since I looked into Nichol Kessinger's energy, it's kind of been high on my mind. So I want to revisit it, the murders, with the tarot. I have some questions specifically that I want to ask with knowledge that I have. So let's get started, guys. Spirit guides, guardian angels, please show me. Wrap me in your white light. Keep me safe from anything negative or that can harm me. I wanted to get information regarding the murders of Shanann Watts and her children, Celeste Watts, Bella Watts, and little baby Nichol Watts that she was pregnant with. Okay, so for my first question, can you please show me with the tarot, give me 3 cards that represent what happened between Nichol Kessinger and Chris Watts at the sand dunes. I know he had said that after the trip at the sand dunes, it was like the final straw in his coffin, so to speak. So what occurred at the sand dunes? Can you please show me what happened? What significant thing happened at the sand dunes to cause what was so significant? What was so significant about Chris Watts' trip with Nichol Kessinger to the sand dunes? Can you show me what was so significant about what happened? Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse here. Ace of Cups is in reverse. And the 7 of Cups is in reverse. Interesting. Okay. The second question I have is, can you please show me the energy surrounding Chris Watts' relationship with the Mistress, Nichol Kessinger, before the murders, prior to the murders? Can you please show me the energy surrounding Chris Watts and Nichol Kessinger's relationship prior to the murders of Shanann and her children? Dang it. Energy surrounding Chris Watts and Nichol Kessinger's relationship prior to the murders of his wife and children. Okay, so we have the Lover's card, King of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the Ace of Pentacles here. Okay. My next question is, what was Nichol Kessinger and Chris Watts' Sunday night 111 minutes on call about? Can you please show me with the tarot what was Nichol Kessinger's and Chris Watts' 111 minute Sunday night phone calls the night of the murders, or the night before the murders? So we have the 7 of Wands in reverse, the 5 of Cups, and the King of Cups in reverse here. Okay. My next question I have here is, wait, let me make sure I'm right. I have some questions wrote out specifically, but okay, yeah. Okay. Spirit, will you please show me what happened when Shanann Watts arrived home on that Monday morning? Dang it. Sorry, y'all, I dropped What happened when Shanann Watts? Oh, man. What happened when Shanann Watts arrived home that Monday morning that led to her and the girl's death? Please bring me 3 cards that represent what happened when Shanann Watts arrived home that led to their death. Okay, so we have the 3 of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Swords in the reverse here. And we have the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, and let me see what question I'm on. Okay, yeah. Alright. Spirit, will you please show me what part, if any, did Nichol Kessinger have, allegedly, in the deaths of Shanann and her children? What part? Can you please show me with the tarot what part Nichol Kessinger had in the deaths of Shanann Watts and her children? So the 10 of Pentacles in reverse here. We have the 3 of Cups and the 9 of Swords. Let's see. I think I have one more. Okay, yeah. Last question. What is the reason? Why did Chris Watts take the plea deal? Can you please show me why Chris Watts took the plea deal? Right, guys, please show me with the tarot why Chris Watts took the plea deal. He has the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, the Hermit, and the Hierophant in reverse. And on the bottom is the 5 of Swords in reverse. And this usually represents like the overall energy. So the overall energy of why he took the plea deal is going to be the 5 of Swords in reverse. So, all right. So y'all let me take this in and then we're going to go over them. Be right back. Okay. So for the first question regarding what happened at the sand dunes, we see the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, which indicates bad luck, lack of control, trying to cling to control, as well as unwelcome changes and delays. So when the wheel is reversed, it can show that luck hasn't been on your side and that misfortunes have been following you. It's also like a card of our luck and our fate always being in motion. Sometimes we're on the bottom, sometimes we're on the top. It's needing, basically, it could indicate clinging to the illusion of control, is what feels to me that is indicated here. Trying to control the motion of things. It can also show needing to learn to let go and release. It can indicate that when we don't let go, it's only going to bring more suffering. And that's the suffering that comes from not wanting to let go of something can only be blamed on you. You can only blame that on yourself. It could indicate in a relationship that external events are affecting your relationship, or that your love life is out of control. Failing to adapt to changes and trying to force past solutions, as well as unexpected financial changes. And then we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. And this is a card of coldness, being empty, emotional loss, having your creativity blocked, or feeling unloved, and gloominess. When the Ace of Cups is overturned, it indicates that you're enduring an emotional instability, or pain of some type. A loss is indicated here, and perhaps something that has meant much more to you is no longer giving you the joy that it once had. Since the cups also govern, our creativity, it could be experiencing a creative block of some sort, where the waters of inspiration had once flowed has now dried up. And it can also indicate what it indicates basically what can you do, the need to make a choice and decide what you can do to make things right again. Um, there's a vulnerability related with this card, like an emotional vulnerability or insecurity in the way of of your love life. Um, Feeling unmotivated as well as unfriendly people. Um, it could also be getting disappointing news, being frustrated regarding some type of situation. And then we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. And this is a drug card. It is a drug card. Um, and it's also a card of choices. Um, in the Seven of Cups in reverse, it's a choice that lacks purpose. It indicates disarray, confusion, as well as a diversion and being distracted, trying to get clarity, as well as making choices. So the Seven of Cups reversed is somewhat similar to the upright. They both indicate dreams, illusions, and temptations, but the reverse emphasizes the more negative qualities of that card. Your views may be inclined towards, fantasy, and they're not grounded in reality. It could also imply that you are unclear about things that you're searching for. It also demonstrates your unwillingness to face the realities of life, and you're seeking to escape through imagination and daydreaming. On the other hand, the Seven of Cups reverse could indicate an end to confusion, um, of cutting out illusions and moving forward with clarity. So, in terms of a relationship, it would be a chaotic and confusing love life, avoiding romantic decisions, and not having clarity about your love life, lacking of options, missed opportunities, and um, distracting yourself from or being distracted from your financial goals or finances. Um, so I'm going to say that basically she wanted him, basically, he was having to make a choice. So she kind of, it seems like drugs are a big part of the whole scheme of things. Because here's the thing, Nichol Kessinger said, and I quote, I like to re up on ice every time I go camping. This was in the conversation that she had with the detective on the phone when they were speaking of their trip to the sand dune, when she was speaking about their trip to the sand dunes. That tells me, number one, who re-ups on ice. Re-up is a word that I first heard when I went to my weed dealer and he told me he had to re-up on weed. So I'm assuming, and that's the only time I have ever heard that word before. So I'm going to say that it's a drug slang word and it's a word that drug people use, right? So, and then let's think about the fact that who saves their ice from a previous camping trip? Who saves ice? Nobody. So you wouldn't be re-upping on ice. You would be getting ice for the cooler. She says, I like to re-up for on ice every time I go camping. She likes to re-up on meth every time she goes camping, which is what ice is. Live in Mississippi. Trust me, I know what the slang for it is. A lot of my cousins. Mm-mm-mm. And what happens is these people, when you're tweaking, they will stay up for days and days and days and days at a time, and they'll like have times where they go to sleep, and then they'll wake right back up, like she was talking about. And that is the time when you can emotionally manipulate a situation and make it look different and change someone's perception of a situation because you're able to manipulate them mentally. And I believe that's exactly what happened. And I also believe that some type of money, he was distracted and some type of money was taken that he wasn't aware of, possibly. I don't know, but that's what it looks like to me. Now, with the second question that we have here, what was so significant about? Oh no, that's the first question. Sorry, y'all. The second question was what the energy surrounding Nichol Kessinger and Chris Watts' relationship prior to the murders. So you see the Lovers card. The Lovers is a card of, obviously love, union, partnerships, relationships, and as well as choices, romance, balance, and equality and unity. The primary meaning within the Lovers is harmony, right? Attractiveness, perfection, in a relationship. The trust and unity that the lovers have give each other confidence and strength, empowering the other, right? The bond that they have created is very strong, and it can indicate, two people being joined in marriage or other close and intimate relationships. Another meaning behind the Lover's card is the concept of choice. A choice between things that are opposing but mutually exclusive. A dilemma that you need to think carefully about and make the best decision for yourself. It's like one of those times when you figure out what you're going to stand for and what your philosophy it will be and in life will be. And it indicates that you must start making up your mind about what you find important and unimportant in your life. So it's, obviously a supportive relationship, making choices about love. It could also be indicating a business partnership or romance at work, as well as choices about romance. Oh, I just said that. As well as mutually exclusive financial choices could be indicated with it. Okay, now we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, and the King of Pentacles in reverse is about greed, materialism, being wasteful, a chauvinist, poor financial decisions. This king is a gambler. He's exploitive, possessive, and he's disconnected from the energy of the pentacles, his suit. Um, it indicates being impatient and or being too indulgent. Um, this king may have gambled too far and overstretched himself. He may have sought like shortcuts that led him to ruin, basically. It could indicate that he or someone else, becoming too focused on the material, only understanding the cost of things and never the value. The King of Pentacles reverse may also signify that the definition of success and happiness is only determined by outer appearances and not by the true value and security and stability. Um, it can also mean that someone dear to you is currently facing issues due to his or her career. When it comes to finances, the King of Pentacles reverse is basically telling you to look at the long term goal. It could indicate that you're facing financial issues, and it could also indicate some sort of material loss or even a loss in reputation. It shows a very greedy lover, or it could indicate that you're being used or being controlling in a relationship. Um, it shows a poor reputation, being unsuccessful, being discouraged, um, as well as financial losses, debt, poor financial decisions, as well as stinginess is all indicated here. Now we have the Ace of Pentacles. And as with all aces, this indicates a new beginning. A new beginning, a new opportunity for security and stability, as well as manifestation is indicated with this card. It means that you're at a point in your life where a new cycle is beginning, basically. You're about to start fresh. Because the suit of Pentacles is primarily concerned with all things material, the reset that you're about to have could manifest itself as like a new career, a new undertaking, or a new venture. Or it could indicate that you're starting to put more care into your health, whatever or wherever this beginning takes place, the Ace of Pentacles is a card that assures you that what is to come will bring great abundance and opportunity, basically. The card, as it shows, it indicates a seed being planted in the material world. In your feelings of security and stability, this opportunity must be nurtured as well as invested in with energy, your time, as well as your funds. Watering the seed has the potential to be very rewarding. For anything that is grown on this energy is meant to be stable, secure, and give a good yield. And also to make sure, it also shows to make sure that you're like psychologically prepared for the opportunities that are appearing. And in the kind of mindset that you are open to new things and not sticking to old, washed out routines and old, washed out things. It could indicate in relationships, a steady, loving relationship, abundance and prosperity in love, or a privileged couple, even. Business opportunities, as well as investing in the future, and some type of financial offer is being made there. Or an offer of some type of materialism is there. So now we have the third question, which was the Sunday night phone call. So the Seven of Wands in reverse is a card that represents giving up, admitting defeat, yielding, lacking of self-belief, not believing in yourself, as well as surrendering is all indicated there. It also shows feeling overwhelmed by all the responsibility and challenges that you're facing. Sorry, I had to get a drink. You can also feel that you're having to compete and compare yourselves to people, to other people, which leaves you feeling vulnerable and inadequate. It can also reflect your feelings of being criticized and judged constantly by other people. Friends and family could be questioning you about your decisions and choices. Or you're feeling overwhelmed by their judgment. And you're feeling overwhelmed, not or, I'm sorry. It also indicates avoiding conflict and backing down. And as this leads to unhappiness because you run away from activities and relinquish your goals when you are challenged by anyone. And needing to think carefully on whether you truly believe what you truly believe is worth giving up now. Another way to read the Seven of Wands reverse is that you're being too aggressive when you're protecting yourself and basically damaging your relationship. In terms of love, it would indicate being defensive, being in denial, as well as a breakup from external pressure. It shows that you failure to hold your ground and being overcome by competition. As financial, it would indicate like a loss of your savings or an overconfidence leading to loss, basically. Then we have the Five of Cups, which symbolizes disappointment and the feelings that come when things go differently than you expected, you know, feeling of unhappiness that a certain situation didn't turn out the way you had hoped it would, basically. This card it seems to kind of say or show dwelling in the past and inducing feelings of like self-pity as well as regret. It could show that missing an opportunity. It also indicates having issues letting go of past issues and unwilling to learn from mistakes you already made, basically. It reflects a person who is caught up in the past and that is absolutely incapable of moving on, as well as the possibility of missing out on new things that the future can bring. It could also show that you're grieving a breakup or a time of tension and sadness in a relationship. And then we have the King of Cups in reverse, which it indicates you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, cold, repressing your feelings, as well as feeling withdrawn and being manipulative as well as selfish. This card signals emotional manipulation and moodiness at the highest peak, basically. Um, this king's usual ability to handle situations is gone, and he is unable to balance basically the needs of all the people who seek his guidance. Um, while appearing to be a kind man to some people, others he is cold and distant, right? Um, uh, his talent in navigating the emotions of others is used to manipulate circumstances to fit his needs. His actions will be used for like vengeance and vindication, impulses that are normally under control for him, and they will be aimed as being some sort of punishment. It also indicates being deceitful and selfish in love, or being led on or used, as well as not putting effort in, lacking consistency or empathy, or even morals, and using your emotional intelligence for your own desires. It can also show some sort of selfishness in your romantic life. Um, one partner is putting in effort into your relationship, and it indicates that you're content with letting your partner do most of the work, basically. So what were they talking about? Well, it seems like, you know, it seems like they broke up, maybe, or he was questioning whether he wanted to go through with it. It seemed, and she was expressing her feelings. Like it seems like the energy I'm picking up from here, because the king doesn't have to be a man, and I actually think the King of Cups in the reverse is her. Because first of all, she has a masculine, weird looking body. I'm sorry. But she made herself the victim basically, because he did. It seems like he had stated he was no longer wanting to go through with whatever plan they must have had, and she was basically using emotional manipulation to manipulate the situation, and maybe it wasn't even, and made him seem like the bad guy. They were fussing and fighting. It seems there was some fighting going on. It wasn't planning, this was fighting. Okay, so, because I will say one thing, I feel in my soul that he tried at some point to not to stop this from happening. Now, he didn't try enough, but he tried. But basically, it was turned around to make her the victim, and kind of like it's almost like she manipulated him well enough to make it seem like Shanann wronged her. Like she really felt like she was the person. Maybe she was, another thing is she had already told her family. They had been out in public together, they had already made themselves known, and they were criticizing her for being in a relationship with a married man. And this is maybe what happened. Could be. All right. So, what happened when Shanann arrived home? Well, this is Three of Pentacles, which is teamwork, shared goals, collaborations, effort, as well as pulling energy, are all indicated with this card. All threes in the tarot represent successful completion of a goal. With the Three of Pentacles, this is one that is involving a group of some sort. It indicates the successful requirements to pursue your business, a deal, or any other endeavor. It indicates that all the skills are coming together. In generalized terms, it shows you're enjoying working together as a team, and as well as the initial success of this bigger project that you're working on. It's a sign of encouragement, to continue on with the same effort without giving up. In love terms, it indicates working on a project with your partner, learning more about each other and deepening the level of trust with your lover, as well as developing plans for the future together. It could be working on your home or collaborating on a creative project, and indicates coming together as a team. And then we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. The Ten of Swords in reversed indicates the finality of defeat. It shows there is no way to avoid this tragedy, basically. It's something that has happened over a long course of events that has been coming for a long time coming. In terms of a relationship, it could indicate severing ties completely with your partner. It also indicates the worst part is over, as well as avoiding financial ruin could also be indicated here. Basically, it's like a bad situation, it's betrayal, all of it. Because the reverse also has the traits of the upright, but in a more extreme fashion. So there's betrayal indicated here. There's backstabbing. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. And this is a time of hardship and insecurity. The meaning of this card can be deep loneliness and illness, as well as poverty and loss. Your status might take a turn for the worse. There is a chance that you might lose something significant, whether it is financial wealth or an important item. It also indicates deterioration of your health that could be ongoing and very sudden. This person may be feeling cursed. This person right here may be feeling cursed. It's the symbolism here can also be one of old debts, high credit card balances, and unpaid loans. It is a reminder to consider sorting out your finances, as well as it indicates mistakes that you have made in the past could be haunting you, coming back now to haunt you. The Five of Pentacles is not a good sign when it comes to questions about love and stuff like that. It can be an indicator that the person you love is not feeling the same way. And just like the figure on the card, you might feel like you were left out in the cold. Wow. Poor baby. I do feel like three people were there. As we all know, I do feel like that is the truth of the matter. But I feel like three people were there when she opened up the door, because that's what happened when she got home. Well, teamwork happened, right? Being betrayed happened. Feeling left out in the cold happened. Here's the thing. with someone like, allegedly, everybody's innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. I will not get sued. In my opinion, Nichol Kessinger is a sociopath as well as a narcissist. I know people have labeled Chris that, and he might well be that. But when I look into and tap into the energy around this case, Nichol Kessinger's energy is the energy that I feel the most evil and the most negativity coming from. So he might well could be a narcissist. Might well could be. But to me and for me, her energy is the strongest when I'm tapping into it. And it's the most negative too. You know, with someone like her, she would take pleasure. It wouldn't be a all of a sudden type thing, basically. She would want and need, because she was focused on Shanann. She was, you can tell. Hated her. Her vengeance and hate for Shanann. She hated Shanann. It was more, it almost feels like it was more about Shanann than Chris. She wanted Shanann to know that she and Chris were together and they were going to be together. And I feel like some very not good things happened. I feel like Shanann had to see and hear and be tortured a little bit, even if it's just emotionally. And then before she was killed. And then, she's feeling left out. That made her feel like that, that she wanted to let her know what was going on and what was going to happen, and that she had what was hers and float. She would have to do that because of her personality. That is just what she would have to do. And I think they were all three there and waiting for her when she got inside the house. That's just what I feel. I feel like she never went to bed that night, ever. All right, so what part did Nichol Kessinger have in their death? We got another 3 again for the 3 people. But the 10 of Pentacles reversed. And 10s are completions, and this is going to be the dissolution of their marriage, the divorce coming between them, basically. Because, this indicates disputes, bankruptcy, debt, as well as fleeting success, conflict over money, instability, and breaking traditions. It could also come in as a warning about your financial, future financial status. And it could point to like problems or hiccups later on. It could also show the faulty nature of an investment that you have put a lot of time and effort in. In general, it seems to signal placing too many bets on your short-term success while harming long-term potential, basically. Evaluating whether your decisions right now will lead to more damage in the future, as well as sudden end of a marriage that has been going strong for years. It could also point to the fact that some of your relationships have been great for like short-term fun, but lack the substance to lead to lifelong commitment. I didn't lost my train of thought, y'all. It could be conflict between your partner and an outside source and outside opinions of your love or of love. It also, in a career terms and financial terms, it could be like a company dissolving, debt, or an unstable career, as well as family disputes over money. And then we have the Three of Cups, which is a card of friendship, of gatherings, of celebrations, as well as group events and social events. The meaning behind the Three of Cups represents a period of happiness. You will be able to forget the worries of your daily life and spend quality time with family and friends. It could also indicate a happy reunion with a long lost friend, relative, or loved one. It could also mean a celebration, whether it is on your own or for someone who you love. The event could be like a birthday, wedding, or other happy occasion. It is also a card that indicates spending time, quality time with people you cherish. The three maidens in this card here represent your circle of friends who you turn to for compassion, love, and support when you need them the most. It could be old college buddies, colleagues from your work, or people you have shared like a special bond with over the years. This card can signal the end of those hardships that you've experienced previously. You will be able to resolve differences and learn how to deal with your problems or a problem. Um, if in a relationship, this card indicates social gatherings that bring you and your lover closer together. It also is a card that shows when you go out together as a couple, it makes it easier to see just how well you two get along together. Being around friends and family can have a strong effect on the two of you, reminding you of why you have chosen each other. Your love can feel deep and gratifying now. So it could be a friendship turning into a romance, social gatherings leading to a romance, planning a celebration, happy and joyous environments, as well as spending on your social life and reaching a milestone. And then we have the Nine of Swords. Fear and anxiety, negativity, breaking point, despair, nightmares, and isolation are all indicated here. It appears as though the woman, oh, the woman here, as we see the pillow, but she's outside and has a pillow. That's really weird, huh? Oh, oh my God. Yeah, ain't that weird? That she's outside with a pillow. Oh. That pillow feels to me important to what part she had. Sorry, y'all. Um, it appears as though she is just awakened from a bad nightmare, right? She seems to be upset, anxious, fearful, um, and it can depict a person defeated by another. It shows all the things that you worry about that worry you and keep you up at night, basically. Sometimes this card can be associated with trauma, one which may be shameful for you to confide with in others about, and all the responses that come from experiencing that trauma. Um, sorry. Um, it indicates a destructive end in your mind, like all this negativity, it culminates in a destructive end, um, making you making it multiply and fester. Questions that plague you. You find yourself reciting all the possibilities, all the things that could happen to you. Um, Being haunted by what could be. There is a sense of repetition with this card as well, that some event has troubled you before, and one which you managed to either like repress or run away from is like coming back again. Sharing your grief does at least provide an outlet for your pain and may release you from carrying this burden alone. Huh. getting her friends to help her, getting friends to help. She ruined the marriage, had friends help, got the to turn into romance. She is scared. I think that she killed the girls. I do, and that's my opinion. That is not fact, but I feel it in my heart of hearts that she is the person who killed. If only one, then Bella. And I say that, in my opinion, by the way, everybody is innocent. She is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. This is just my opinion, and I'm allowed to it, so you can't sue me. In my opinion, she is the person who killed Bella. I say that because, okay, you know, in the interviews that she had, she spoke about his children being the same age as her and her sister, right? When her parents got a divorce. She was the oldest sister and she had the younger sister. So she was Bella in that situation, right? So that tells me that she saw herself in them. And when she was killing Bella, she was killing herself, which made Bella's the most brutal. And I also think that because she only willingly says Cece's name and willingly talks about Cece for some reason. She doesn't even mention Bella unless she's forced to. She, was so afraid of being embarrassed in front of her friend group or these group of people. I don't know. But I do feel, oh, look at the kids on this car. And look at the little doggy. She wanted to ruin everything that Shanann had, take it all away from her. She did just that. But, it is true that Bella and Celeste might have walked in. Maybe they were going to survive. But she made the decision. That's why the birds are above her. Bitch. I hate her. Sorry. I don't hate anybody. I really don't. But I'm just going to tell you, I do hate people like her. I hate people who can go around and destroy people's lives, literally and figuratively too, and not give a damn about it. Because she doesn't, as we've seen in the reading I just did for her. She does not care whatsoever. It does not bother her, not even a little. She feels nothing for anyone but herself. She is a ruthless, nasty, smelly vagina having druggie. And she deserves nothing but unhappiness in her life. And she will receive it. I have trust in karma and in God. And I have just in God's justice system. And karma will be served no matter what her name is. She doesn't deserve happiness and she won't get it. The seven. Why did he take the plea deal? So here with the Seven of Pentacles, we see that this indicates like unfinished work, um, low effort, a waste, lack of growth, as well as setbacks and impatience, and lack of reward. So it could indicate that returns may be scattered for now. It could also mean that rewards for your labor are not as significant as you thought they would be. It could show that you know when to stop investing your time, money, or energy into a particular project, and the need to reevaluate your choices and figure out where you should put your resources, basically. It could also apply to relationships and the effort and emotions that you have invested, as as well as provide a symbolism um, with deals and business ventures, as well as investments that you've made. However, it also comes across cuts across to relationships viewed as investments as well. The effort put into these investments could be time, money, and hard work. It could indicate nothing you do or seem to do right now could change anything or can change anything. And it also indicates distracting focus and focusing on a strategy. Um, so, and then the next card, well, we'll just go with the cards first. The next card is the Hermit. And the Hermit is a seeker for knowledge that comes from within, a lonely wanderer, basically, in the path of the night. He searches for that which is only gained through periods of solitude, you know. It indicates needing to disconnect from crowds of people where voices and desires threaten to overcome your own. Um, it could also be that you're currently contemplating that you know, needing to be alone, and having a chance to reflect. It could also help you clear your mind of all the clutter that comes with everyday life. The Hermit, may also refer to your effort in taking action, that is aligned with your true self. You're perhaps searching for guidance on what is right and where your next steps are to be. Appearance in a reading can also denote the appearance of someone who will come into your life that will be your mentor. It also indicates laying foundations for future success. So, um, and then we have the Hierophant in reverse. And the Hierophant in reverse is a card of rebellion, unconventionality, new methods, as well as ignorance is indicated here. It indicates feeling restricted and even constricted from too many structures and rules. And it also indicates that you have lost quite a bit of control as well as flexibility in your life. Um, you have a particularly strong will and desire to overcome and regain control, as well as break free from the shackles of convention. Can indicate that you're tempted to try an unorthodox approach or to function in a way which defies social ties and norms. This card is about questioning certain traditions and making sure that whatever you do is the right thing for you at this moment. It also can indicate that your values and what you want are not aligned with your partner's. It's a card that indicates compromising is required. It indicates the need to be aware that your partner may be telling you things that are not helpful for you at this time, and shows that you need to think for yourself. As well as peer pressure is indicated here, and taking risks. And then the Five of Swords in reverse. So the Five of Swords means there's something wrong with the evidence, or shady and underhanded methods to gain control, right? So, and this comes in, and this person, this is shady and underhanded tactics to gain your control, as well as this is the communication card, right? Someone communicating to him about his partner's wants and needs. He was waiting for his guidance was provided and talked to her and through her, and his decision was made for his partner. So the possibility of him never getting out is here, right? So the seeds that have been laid, there's too much going on right now. There's too much evidence that could be found that could be bad for their overall plan, almost, is what he was convinced of. And that if he were to take it to trial, basically, then it would be very bad for all of them, because the evidence is there. Basically, she put it to, this has to happen. You need to spend time by yourself anyway. You just need to spend a little bit of time in there. And I have someone that, she has a little bit of pull. It seems like she knows somebody in power, in some form or fashion, whatever way that might be. And she convinced him that the best probable recourse or action that they could take right now is to make it go really quick, and then, plan their defense and plan their upcoming strategy, because this is also a card of strategy. But it's also a card of, the evidence is there, but I need you to make sure they don't find it, almost. This is bad now, but it could get a lot worse and ruin a lot more people's lives, and we'll never be together. We've already come this far. Let me work my magic. You'll just have to spend a little bit of time in there. That'll be a good time for you to do some soul searching, be by yourself, get your head clear, yada, yada, yada. So, get enlightened and all that good stuff, because it seems like they were doing a little bit of like ancestry stuff, because that's something in cults and stuff like that, into the things that she was into. Aleister Crowley, which she definitely was. And I will add, guys, Nick and Amanda Thayer. Nick, Aleister Crowley fan. You want me to tell you why? It's because of the no eyebrows. That is like a trademark for some of the men in the Aleister Crowley that are inspired by him. That was his thing. Like, I know firsthand, it's very weird to not have eyebrows. He looked like a cancer patient, but he had shaved off his head. That is also, I don't know what about that. He didn't have no hair at all. So, I just got to ask y'all, what reason would somebody not want to have any hair at all on their head or on their face? Maybe allegedly when you're killing somebody? Just saying. It's really weird to not have any hair on your head or on your face. There has to be a purpose for it, in my opinion. I don't know. The thing is, and why I say that, is Nick and Amanda Thayer are a couple that is very, very suspicious to me. He stayed with them right after. I know that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but his no eyebrows speaks to me the most, because that tells me that he is involved in the Aleister Crowley stuff there. The cult that is actually there. There is a whole center there. And I feel that he was involved because they went to the 4th of July together. Maybe Nichol Kessinger really didn't go to a football game. Baseball game. Maybe she was with them. Maybe that was the socializing she was doing. But to me, Nick and Amanda are the most suspicious. And someone else had said, I can't remember what friend it was that was around, they were speaking for him. So it is possible that he got caught up in a cult. Nick is also the one that he ran with when he decided he wanted to get healthy. Again, what healthy man? And I don't know. I'm just saying, Amanda Thayer looks just like freaking Tammy, the detective. And you can't tell me she don't. And she made weird faces, okay? Their interview is really weird. They say they knew Chris so well, but they hadn't seen him in so long. And all of a sudden they come when this tragedy happens. That doesn't make too much sense to me. Yeah, that's just my opinion, y'all. Nobody else has that opinion, and people may think I'm wrong, but it is my opinion, and I am entitled to it. He had no eyebrows, okay? So he was either involved in the cult or he shaved off his eyebrows for what? Why? And he waxed them too. I'm sorry, he didn't just shave them. He waxed them down to the freaking little cuticle thing or hair egg that's at the end of the hair. I can't think of the name of it. But he had absolutely no hair. You know, I know people think that Jim did it, or maybe Jim was involved in it. Maybe he was. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe Nick is Jim. Maybe Jim was an alibi and something that was put into place to, you know, as a red herring almost. Or maybe he wasn't. I don't know. But I would like to know why he didn't have no eyebrows. And because it's significant. It is significant. Then they acted like the victim, like, oh, he was sleeping right next to my daughter. Well, you knew his family was gone. You knew it was looking a little weird, and you let him stay at your house. And you even waited while he was being interviewed. Why weren't they interviewed while he was being interviewed? Why is there not an interview of Nick and Amanda Thayer talking to the police? Everybody else did. Every other friend that of Shanann and them, Shanann's freaking Thrive workers. Why do we not have the interviews of Nick and Amanda Thayer? Why have they been basically brushed under the rug, swept under the rug, and not focused on? They are an important piece, and I want to know why we don't have their interview. I really do. It speaks volumes to me. I don't know. I just got a big rush of energy about them, like that it needs to be looked into. There's something there. I know there is. He ain't got no eyebrows. I'm sorry. Or any hair. And the hair on his head was also taken off with wax. So why did he do that? That is what Aleister Crowley did. So that would be something that someone who is in that cult would do. But more so, that is someone who, I don't know, didn't want to leave any chance in leaving any DNA would do, right? All right, thank you. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. It is not fact. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And it's my opinion, and I'm welcome to it. Thank y'all. Love you guys so much.